Well, so I put a lot of thought into this, and today is the first day that I've been officially, I guess you could call it an interim director for the Crown Crest Cemetery. It'd be weird calling it that. It's been Stiers for a year. But I guess it's been Crown Crest for, since 1930 something, so there's that. So right now, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I recognize that there's no way to make a first perfect piece of content. Maybe I could have afforded to be a bit more, I don't know, flashy or something like that. But hey, I've got a visitor. Perfect timing. At any rate, make sure not to get her license plate in there. At any rate, we had a good day, honestly. Everything went pretty well to form. Transition's going well, at least in my opinion. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, maybe. If you're following along this page, you might want more material updates in regards to what decoration rules are we enforced, or how will things be for particular holidays. And feel free to talk to me through the page or on the phone or email, however you want. I'll be here. One thing I have decided, for this platform is I really don't want to put my face on it. The goal, if you're not aware, was to form a 501c13 nonprofit cemetery entity in the very near future. So when I say interim director, that is indeed what I want to be. And once the board is assembled, I'm looking for 6, 10 at most people that have a vested interest in the cemetery. People who are family members interred, things like that. Then we'll see what they do with me. Right now I'm just walking around, as I do in the evening as it cools. Partly practically to, take a look and make sure nothing's too severely out of miss. There are things I'm sure you probably already noticed that need fixed, and they are on my list. I can assure you of that. That said, feel free to tell me. I don't mind some creative input. The other reason is I like to kind of take stock of the fact that, it is astoundingly beautiful up here. I know, from a practical perspective, I guess that only matters to the people who can see it, but in my own head, I suppose, if I had to pick a place to be buried, I'd prefer a place with a view like this. So at any rate, I just wanted to start doing this, have a daily little blurb. Basically, the idea being that you're never going to get it perfect. But if every day you're doing something consistently to try to improve matters, then over the course of time, matters will improve. So that's basically, realistically, all I have for you right now in regards to thoughts. I mean, today we made the internet work on our first day. Today we got the electric bills put into the right name, and we did have a burial request come in. So things are working at least to some degree, in the correct manner. I'm sure there will be some little bumps and bugs to iron out as we transition, from Stires to the historic Crown Crest. We're back to, I suppose, to a certain degree. That's really what I'm aiming to do, is have a return to form. There were, in fact, the folks up here today telling me about how it used to be and where certain statues were, and a fountain and things of that nature. And it's like, that's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a shame that it got to the place where it was, but at the same time, there's a future. And that's what this is going to be for, a little while, is realistically an exercise in hope. I don't know if you can see her. There's a deer down in the field. That's crazy. If you're the hunting type, please don't come up here with a gun. I feel that the police would probably frown upon that. It's a residential neighborhood. But, that's the thing that really knocks my socks off about this place. It's a cemetery. It's a graveyard, or to use, more mundane phraseology, old bone orchard, Like, you wouldn't think of necessarily a cemetery as a place that can have this type of aesthetic, and at the same time, here we are. It is actually pretty astoundingly serene, and yeah, it needs some work. It needs, a considerable amount of care and attention. Primarily, this 36-acre great green grass monster. It will always challenge me. But, in a place too where we have some excellent folks who are available as they can be, that are helping, and I do as much as I can rightly accomplish. And there's always room to grow. That's why we're looking right now for people to form a board, a core of community-minded folks that really want to see this place get back up to what it used to be. And, sanity check me. I think for too long it's been managed by one person, and while that lends to expertise, certainly, well, we know. If you know the history of this place, then you know. It can lend itself to some catastrophe as well, so I don't want to pretend that I have any type of, omniscience. I'm just as fallible as the next person, so I appreciate your faith in me as I move forward, but I also recognize it's entirely unearned. That's the big thing, though, right now. It's just making small strides into the future. As we do, my hope is that funding will kind of become available. We're not a non-profit yet. I certainly can't solicit it. But at a certain threshold, we should be back online to actually expand the grounds and get additional plots into circulation. We're not there yet. We need to take care of what we have, and that's totally reasonable, of course. But, yeah. Today was a good day. Today was a good first day. We'll see what I get for you tomorrow. My goal is to just consistently walk you through my little parade route here, I guess, as I look for things that will need my attention tomorrow. And hopefully things can get fixed progressively. Yeah, you can't do it all in one day, but, and I'll give you an example. This is a lesson I'm learning. You don't get it right every time either, do you? There it is. Nope, there it isn't. Let's put it this way. Very nice. Okay. There we go. Better than it was. So, yeah, just, that's my encouragement to you today. Just, wherever you're at, however you're doing, whoever you are, because I admit I don't know y'all yet, just keep doing what you can. One foot in front of the other. Make things a little bit better than what you found them. And by the end, hopefully it's in good shape. You know? That's word for the day, at least. So we got all of the major utilities lined up now. So the lights will stay on, the internet will work, and I guess that's what you need, you know, from the practical perspective to operate the business. So, oh yeah, thanks to Jeremy, he helped quite a bit. We've got all of the reseeding done. That is not reseeding like what is happening to my hairline. No, that is reseeding, as in putting in new grass. So that's coming up, starting to sprout a little bit. Had some rain, which of course subsequently made the rest of it grow. But the price of progress, eh? So, but yeah, you know, hey, look at that view. You could hit me with a shovel and tip me over here. I wouldn't mind. My wife might mind, but well, I'm having fun with it, and that's important too, right? To a certain degree. Whatever you're doing, make sure it doesn't drive you insane. Yeah. But I'm thinking here, these little blurbs will be about 15 minutes long, and the reason I say that is because I know approximately how long it takes me to walk around the place. You can call this exercise, but that's a lie. The reality of the matter is, actually, being on a lawnmower for about 10 hours straight, that's that's my exercise. And the grass never sleeps. But someday we might be able to be awake just as long as it is. Hello, a little bit of water. Nope, more than a little bit of water. On day one, you get to witness my favorite job. Exhuming a wad of horrible gunky mud from the earth so that the vase fits back into the receptacle. Say, Luke, why are you doing this in a dress shirt? I say, well, because I wore a dress shirt today. You will find that, at least with me, I don't much stand for any precedence, I suppose. I'll just do what I need to do, whenever, wherever. See if we've made a difference here. Yes, we did. It fits again. And then we take this and carefully place it in one of our lovely waste receptacles so that it can go down to the compost pile later, because no one wants a big glob of mud hanging out in the middle of the cemetery. Which, I'll admit to you, is easier with two hands, but you know what? What did I just get done saying? A little bit at a time every day. Where's my nearest waste receptacle? Ah, yes. A long ways away. Well, please join me in this lovely wad of mud as we walk to the nearest garbage can. What did I say? No right way to do it. Didn't really want to have my first little video blurb to contain the removal of a mud pie, but you know what? I'm glad that you can see what that's like right off the bat. And I'm also glad you can't smell it. Honestly. The other bit is to understand how many headstones there are out here. 300 some odd? It's quite a many. If you leave it go, if I were to leave that particular mud pie down there, I'd never find it again. You know, realistically. So I guess that's part of the angle, right? Do what you can, when you can, wherever you are. Because again, there's a lot of real estate up here. The various gob of gunk become dry. Yummy. So anyway, I went a little over 15 minutes today. We'll call it the pilot episode. Wonder why. Well. Really the nature of the thing. So, I hope this helps. I hope this is cathartic to someone. I'm probably going to make a little YouTube video, or YouTube channel, I guess, to put this on up there. I don't know what all the technicalities are of YouTube, or if anyone's going to care enough to watch it or share it around. The goal of all of this is the resuscitation of the cemetery. The goal of all of this is to bring back the Crown Crest, at least in the ways that materially matter. There's some things you'll never really be able to fix or replicate. There's some things that are really lost to time, I suppose. But at the same time, I think there's a lot to be said for how things used to be. Some value in what some might call old ways of thinking. There's a lot of memories here. A lot of stories. And it's just, you don't want to consider the fact that some of them have been forgotten. There's no one alive that remembers. There's no society preserving them. There's no... We are the final gatekeeper to the stories of our past. If we let them go to pot, there's nothing else. That's it. They're forgotten. And that's why I'm here, I guess. I just couldn't in right conscience let that happen. Not while I could do something to prevent it. There's some folks that, even close folks, friends of mine, that probably warn me against everything I'm doing. Certainly no profit incentive in forming a non-profit. I didn't know if the name gave it away. But, on the other hand, epilepsy warning. You ever see the sunset over this hill? Yeah. That's worth something. That's worth something in its own little way, I guess. So, I'm sure you'll have some feedback, have some commentary, have some, input. And I appreciate it. I'm glad you're paying attention, because, honestly, if no one cared, why would I be here? Why would anyone be here? So, that's it. That's what I got for you. That's the circuit for the day, August 1. As we fight for the crown.